Of course we have pizza.
Mr. Krabs.
Our delivery squid will bring it right over.
Mr. Krabs, we don't serve pizza. We don't deliver.
We don't deliver, but you do.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Binging with Babish, where this week, Nick DiGiovanni has been kind enough to invite me to Boston. Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome.
You're taller than I expected, and that's fine. Thank you very much. That feels better. So today we're gonna be trying to tackle a challenge that I've been too scared to try my entire career. We're gonna try to make the Krabby Patty Pizza. In other words, we're gonna take a burger and try to turn it into a pizza. Do you have a plan as to how you're gonna do this?
I have a plan, but the question is, will it work? I don't think so.
Mine's definitely not gonna work, so yours needs to work.
The craziest part about turning Krabby Patty into a pizza is that when he does it in the video, he just goes whoosh, and it's just all Krabby Patty ingredients. So we literally can only use burger ingredients to make this pizza.
We have the unfortunate reality of living in the real world, so we can't just go and turn it into a pizza. So we have to really pour some sweat and blood into this.
Should I show people what we had for dinner last night to prep for this?
Sure. Yeah. What? Why would he do that?
We actually went to the Krusty Krab last night. Most people don't know the Krusty Krab's in Boston.
I mean, I had no idea. I thought it was in like a nuclear testing zone or something like that, because that's why all the sponges talk.
So we're prepped. We're ready.
So we have this handsome curtain over here with which we're going to separate ourselves so we can't cheat or see what each other's doing. We're going to cook our pizzas independently, see whose comes out better. And we want you to decide. So comment below. We're going to trust you to pick the right winner.
You're the judges.
You're the judges.
We're putting the power in your hands.
It's the people's choice. To make my pizza crust, I have dried out a number of hamburger buns in the oven for a couple hours at 225 until they're completely, not quite entirely dried out. A little longer. So I'm gonna grind these down into basically a flour. Now, the gluten in this dough has already been spent. There's no fresh proteins or something to make gluten. So my only cheat is that I'm gonna add a little bit of vital wheat gluten. This is gonna give my bread a little bit of structure and hopefully make it so it's not some giant crumbly cracker underneath a bunch of cheese and sauce. Hopefully this is gonna work out, I have no idea. And then I'm gonna make sauce from tomatoes. I am gonna throw a little ketchup in there for authenticity. And I'm gonna chop up some onions, and I'm going to make this into a Chicago style pizza. So it's gonna be wide, it's gonna be thick, it's gonna be deep, it's gonna be a burger. Pizza. It's gonna be pizza. Unfortunately, these need a little more time, so I'll work on my sauce first.
I am very excited about this pizza. I've actually started by freeze drying an entire burger. What I have here, I'll be honest, is technically pizza dough, but I think we can all agree you could also use this to make burger buns. And with that said, I'm gonna take all of those freeze dried burger ingredients, blend them up into a fine seasoning that tastes exactly like burger, and put them into the dough. So even just the dough of my pizza is gonna taste more like a burger than it does like pizza.
Cheater.
Oh my God. But I'm not gonna tell you about anything else yet because somebody here seems to be listening to everything I'm saying. So
No, I'm not. I mean, what?
You guys are just gonna have to watch to see the rest of the things that I'm doing, but let me just tell you, I have some pretty creative tricks up my sleeve. So I've got my mayonnaise, I've got my pickles, I've got my mustard, my ketchup, and I'm even gonna be using this pepper cannon that Andrew actually gave me as a gift. I'm gonna use his own weapon against him.
Like, I was really hoping to have something ready to go, but I don't know history well enough. Aaron Burr? No, he used his own gun probably.
The first thing I wanna start on is actually my pizza sauce. So I've got my automatic can opener.
Is that yours? Do you make that?
No, I just love it.
You should. You got the grinders, that's a natural. Whoa! I'm just noticing now that that's just
Hey, go
like
back to your side. I wanna do a tri-colored onion base. So, first onion we're gonna use is this beautiful red onion. Andrew, do you cry from onions?
I mean, I cry from a lot of things.
Okay.
But onions I cry really very bad.
Like aggressively bad?
Like, second divorce kind of bad. Like you were actually in love this time.
Okay.
And it really crushes you.
Okay. That got a little deeper than I thought it would. Now that my 3 onions are beautifully prepped, and I can't help but notice that Andrew keeps coming onto my side.
I'm blanching tomatoes. I'm not cheating. My tomatoes are blanched, which means that they're gonna be super easy to peel because when you make sauce and you leave the tomato skins in there, they curl up into these like little strands and they're just not You're not gonna ruin your sauce, but it's just a bad look. I'm really happy this divider's here so you can't see my knife technique. It's regrettable. Oh, God. So now I have my gross naked tomatoes, which I'm going to dice and cook into a tomato sauce, if you will.
To be fair though, I will admit, plenty of my cooking techniques I've learned from my competitor here today.
No,
So,
that's not true, really?
yeah, I used to watch your videos all the time. When I used to watch more YouTube, I watched your videos and maybe a few others.
That is the most flattering thing I've ever heard. You're the biggest food creator in the world, and you used to watch my videos.
I mean, anytime I talk to somebody, like you're the one I think of when I think of food on YouTube. I'm being totally honest, by the way.
That is
Like,
a gorgeous thing to say. Thank you.
I mean, I think a lot of people think that, right?
Can't handle this level of praise. This might be a psychological tactic to knock me off my bed. Like I'm not used to receiving this amount.
I'm not a psychological tactic kind of guy. All right, here we go. So I am actually starting on my sauce now. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of olive oil here.
Olive oil, brilliant. I'm gonna do that.
Wait a second, is there olive oil in burgers? I guess you could use olive oil to toast a burger bun. Is that acceptable?
Yeah, if using pizza dough in a burger bun is acceptable.
Well,
You just said the nicest thing to me and I just flamed you, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna mix up my beautiful tri-colored onion. I have my yellow, my white, and my red. And into my oil, they go. We are off to a great start here.
That sounds delicious.
Sounds good, smells good. You know, I didn't really feel like garlic would be too fair because that's not necessarily on a regular burger.
It's very honorable of you. I'm gonna use garlic.
Are you now?
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to add a little sugar to my onions when I'm trying to caramelize them and just kind of boost the sweetness in there, but wouldn't be fair for a burger to pizza challenge. There's no sugar in a
So when I make my sauce, I'm going to be adding sugar.
What?
To help things
What?
caramelize. What?
I may not be able to use sugar, but I just realized ketchup is sugar.
That's probably gonna be good. Ketchup caramelized onions, like that
They
sounds...
look really good. It's literally all high fructose corn syrup, so I think it's just gonna fully caramelize them in the best way possible. And this is gonna be the base of my pizza sauce. These look good. I'm going to toss in a few tomatoes.
I should probably talk about what I'm doing. I'm just chopping up my onion for my sauce, and then I'm gonna do exactly what Nick's doing. I'm gonna steal it 100%. But where my pizza is gonna come alive is in the crust made from old burger buns. That's where my pizza is gonna come into its own.
Okay, and I'm gonna finish off my pizza sauce with a little bit of pickle juice because, again, a little bit more of that burger flavor in there.
Also like 10 steps behind. I don't know. He's like already done with his. I'm still chopping tomatoes. Is that an immersion blender?
Sure is.
Whenever you're done, I'll grab that.
I think I might need this like the entire video.
You know, I think I need all the cameras over here.
Oh my gosh, this is a pizza sauce right here. Oh my gosh.
Just getting started over here. I gotta move.
I will even go so far as to wash this off for you.
That is a kindness and also another psychological tactic.
And I'm drying it.
A little trick. So this garlic has been kicking around for a little while. So when I smash it, you're gonna notice that there's a green sprout running through the center. This can be a little bitter. So if you crush the clove, yank that out, you're gonna have fresher tasting garlic. I'm chopping up my garlic pretty fine, but I am also gonna process it, so it doesn't really matter. So now, it's time to assemble the sauce. Let's turn this guy on somehow. So I'm heating up some olive oil, sauteing these onions for like 2 minutes until they start to get translucent. I'm not gonna caramelize them quite the same way. I'm gonna treat the ketchup just like I would tomato paste. I'm gonna add it right before adding the tomatoes and just let it caramelize a little bit.
You ever had orange watermelon?
No, I haven't.
Isn't that cool?
Should we chop one open?
If you just want a little watermelon break.
I'd love a
All
watermelon.
right, yeah,
Orange
let's do it.
watermelon
I have
break.
2 of them, so yeah, I'm
I
happy
might
to.
put it in my pizza.
Go ahead, do the honors. I mean,
I just
I
chopped
just
onions
honestly,
with this.
I went to the fridge, I got hungry, and I'm like, who better to open up an orange watermelon than you?
Let's see what's inside. Here we go. That's a nice sharp knife. Whoa! That was dumb. Wow! That is an orange watermelon.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna dig into this thing.
Yeah, I'll just take this one. Thank you.
There we are.
Yeah.
Don't eat the rind, it's got
Enjoy.
garlic on it. Thank you so much. Wow. This is the nicest cooking competition I've ever been a part of.
I'm trying to waste this time.
Oh, God damn. He knew I wouldn't be able to resist the siren song of the watermelon. He's like Sun Tzu with Art of War over here. Nicely caramelized onions. Now I'm gonna add garlic.
I am going to put a little bit of a special sauce on top of my pizza. I want mine to look pretty similar to the actual Krusty Krab Pizza, but oh, that did not sound good.
I wasn't looking at what you're doing. I was checking you out.
You were looking at my butt?
I mean, all of you, but yeah.
It's time to use your own weapon against you. Oh wow, I did 2 turns without taking the cover off. That's almost enough pepper.
It
Oh my
vomits
gosh.
pepper, right?
Oh, this is just dangerous.
See, I got you now. Damn.
All right, I put my mayonnaise, I put my pepper, I put some ketchup. I am also going to go in with some classic.
Pardon my sizzle. Just adding the ketchup, letting that. I like adding tomato paste, or in this case, ketchup, until it starts to stick to the bottom, and then that's when I add the tomatoes.
I'm going in with some classic yellow mustard, not too much, and just a touch of pickle juice.
There we are. It's starting to stick to the bottom. Now, I'm gonna add the tomatoes. Whoop! Why am I so like uncoordinated today? What's happening? I mean, I guess I always am. Never mind. I'm gonna let this simmer low and slow for like 30 minutes at least. I wanna get it, sort of richer and deeper, and I wanna really cook down the tomatoes. So at least 30 minutes, if not an hour, and I'm gonna put that on the back burner.
To round out my special sauce here, I'm going to go ahead and take my beautiful, I'm a big fan of the good old slap chop. I want this to be very fine in my sauce.
Okay, so when I make my sauce, I have to get my pickles really fine. That's what I'm learning. No, I'm not doing a special sauce. In my defense, I'm only copying Nick because I want to win. And is that wrong?
In we go, nice and fine. And then now we should have a beautiful special sauce. I want it spreadable and thick enough that I can toss it on top of my pizza at the end. All right, here we go.
You drink this watermelon as you eat it.
Into my squeeze bottle. Tell me you're not still working on the pizza sauce.
It's simmering, Nicholas.
Only my mom calls me Nicholas when I'm in trouble.
Well, surprise, I'm your.
Oh my God.
Still working on my sauce. I got my sauce done. Okay, I'm not still working on it. Stop cheating.
I'm gonna clean your cutting board off for you back here.
Man, so
Yeah,
nice.
because I have a little extra time, so.
Okay, here we go. So I got these burger buns, mixture of potato and flour. Yep, and they're totally dried out finally. So now I'm gonna let them cool just a little bit, and then I'm gonna process them down into a fine powder, and then try to make a pizza crust out of them.
Not talking to you. Follow me to the freeze dryer. All right, so overnight I dried out the burger just like Babish dried out those burger buns. I freeze dried an entire burger. I mean, look, this patty is rock hard. And these buns, way more dried than his. Looks good.
And now you can see we have successfully reverted bread back into flour. Sorry. Okay. That's kind of like flour. Have you got a scale? Ooh.
A scale? Yeah, we have a scale. Let me find it.
Now, while he's searching for that phony scale, I can reveal my true plan. That's not true.
I figured I'd do my blending while you are doing your blending. So I'm gonna take, I want you to just hear through the curtain my burger patty going into my blender. This is my burger patty. You ready?
Oh my God.
That's a burger patty. This is a bun. These are the tomatoes.
Sounds delicious.
This is an onion. This is a freeze-dried kelp ring, which some suspect is inside a Krabby Patty.
Yeah, I'm a kelp truther.
This is lettuce, which turns really light and sort of airy. And to finish it off, this is our freeze-dried cheese. Wow, that's cheese.
You putting cheese in the crust?
I want just the pizza crust to taste already like burger.
Man, that's cool. Mine's not cool. I'm just trying to break down bread and see if you can turn it back into bread.
That is awesome.
I really want to taste this burger dust.
You want to try?
Yeah.
Oh my
Smell
God.
like burger?
First smell.
This smells like a burger.
Give it a taste. Should taste like burger. But does it taste like burger?
It tastes like the amalgam, the sum total of a burger, yeah. It
creepy.
does. And it like almost rehydrates back in your mouth because it's freeze dried. That's
scary,
really cool.
honestly.
And back to my bread powder. Sure, he deconstructed a burger and freeze dried it and turned it into, an ethereal dust, but I ground up some bread.
All right, this is weird, okay? But it's what has to be done. Here we go. I'm gonna lay it out on my cutting board. I'm gonna go olive oil side up, press it down almost like a focaccia. And then I'm just gonna put this all across my dough and start almost folding it in because I'm gonna let it rise again before I turn it into pizza. You're going Chicago, Detroit?
Chicago.
You're going Chicago?
Yeah.
Deep dish?
Yep.
Wow, you're going deep dish for the Krusty Krab Pizza?
I'm just trying to make a burger into a pizza, brother.
Fair enough, that's what we're all trying to do here, you know? As I'm making this pizza dough here, I'm sort of realizing that I can't really push too much of the seasoning too far into the dough without sort of ruining the integrity of it. As you can see, if I try to fold it in half, it's almost like putting flour there, it's just not letting me. And so I'm just gonna more rub the entire outside of this dough with the seasoning and hope that it sort of sticks to the outside enough to really give that initial burgery flavor.
So I have my water here for the dough, and I'm going to drop my yeast in there just to bloom it, make sure it's alive. I'd hate to screw up this bread zombie that I'm making here. So I'm gonna let that bloom. In the meantime, I'm gonna combine all my dries. Oh, this is a divine texture salt, Nick.
It's nice, yeah, it's perfect right in the middle. All right, my pizza dough is looking good. It smells good, it looks good. That burger powder is almost reconstituting and kind of getting back its color. If you look really close here, you can see kind of specks of green, specks of red, specks of white for the cheese. It's got everything here.
Meanwhile, over here, this is not going to work. In an attempt to try and make it work, I'm going to add some vital wheat gluten. This will hopefully make up for the lack of gluten that exists in this dough. Today, we're gonna answer the age-old question. Can you break down bread and turn it back into bread? So, into this crust is going my water, the yeast, and 1/3 of 1 cup of vegetable oil. So yeah, if you wanna make this for some reason, which you don't, you can just go to our website and check out the recipe, the Chicago style pizza recipe, and just swap out the flour for breadcrumbs. That'll work, that's fine. There goes the yeast and water. Oh, and of course, I can't forget a little splash of pickle juice. It's not gonna work. This is not gonna work. This is officially not, I can tell.
There's something about a perfect cake of ground beef that I just love looking at. It almost looks sort of like a brain to me, but I love when you can just pick it up like this, and in we go. I'm gonna go in with a nice big pinch of salt, just like you would season your burger patty. And once again, I'll use the pepper cannon. If the pepper cannon is what takes Andrew down today, I feel bad.
It's not what's gonna take me down. I'm going to take me down. But also, he doesn't know that I secretly laced that pepper cannon with highly psychoactive substance.
I'm gonna break up all of this burger meat and get it into the finest, smallest little bits I possibly can. When it's finished, it should be very crumbly.
I'm just gonna knead this mother by hand. Get off of there.
I'm also gonna use a few more seasonings that many people might season their burger meat with, such as a little bit of chili powder, a nice sprinkle of garlic powder, and a generous sprinkle of onion powder. A little pinch of Uncle Roger's favorite.
What's Uncle Roger's favorite?
A little MSG.
Oh yeah, so dumb. This is so dumb. I mean, best case scenario, this cooks up like a shortbread almost. That is my only hope, honestly, at this point. There's no way I'm developing anything resembling gluten with this. Can't even keep it together in one single mass. What kind of man am I?
You okay over there?
I'm doing great.
This looks good. I wanna keep it going a little bit longer to get it a little bit more crumbly and broken apart, but it looks pretty good to me.
This is looking pretty awful. I wanna get it in the pan so that it's just in the pan, but it's looking pretty awful. Oh boy. I'm oiling up my pan so it does not stick. And now I'm just gonna press it in, kind of like a short crust pastry or something like that. Press it down in there. God willing, the yeast will work and give it a little bit of like texture. Otherwise, it's just going to be a dense block, like hardtack, literally. Steve, this is very serious business. I need you to take what I'm doing very seriously. Get in here close and look at this. What do you do, drop his cap? Wow!
No, I'm just having a kelp shake over here while I wait for my burger meat to finish.
I'm too focused on the craft to be distracted by such things.
Do we have mushrooms or no?
What's up? We trying shrimp?
What?
Huh? What'd you say? Okay, now I'm gonna cover this up and let the yeast fruitlessly attempt to rise before putting it in the oven. Well, I'm gonna put stuff in it and then I'm gonna put it in the oven. And it's probably gonna be really good.
This is what I'm going for. The ultimate crisp. Beautiful. Break it up just a bit more. Oh my God, that looks good. Tell me you wouldn't take a nice bite of that.
Hey, we're good.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do to get rid of the oil immediately is I'm going to pour it into this strainer over a bowl. And I think that way I'll get all that oil out quickly and efficiently And I'm just gonna press this out so it can kind of hang out here for the next few minutes while I prepare the rest of my pizza ingredients, and then we can get baking. All my ingredients are coming together quite well.
I'm happy to hear that. Also, I just want to plug Nick's salt real quick. This stuff is like...
Salt of the earth.
It's delicious. It's got the best crunch. It's so light. I'm just eating it.
I just don't like the Maldon like giant flakes.
Yeah.
Nothing against them. I just like think they're too big for food. Salt in the whole world of food is one of the very few ingredients to me where I feel like texture is a little bit more important than taste, and that's rare.
That's very rare.
But for salt, I feel like that's important. So it's way too big in the Maldon flakes. It's too small in like a table salt.
Yeah.
This for me is perfect. All salt tastes generally sort of similar. Yeah. So texture is more important in this case.
My sauce is looking nice and orangey.
All right. Well, you've made quite the mess over there.
What are you talking about? This is the cleanest my workstation's ever looked. Are you talking about over here? What are you talking about? It's perfect.
I think it's crazy that the watermelon's just still sitting all over your station, by the way. Okay, I feel pretty good. I have my sauce, I have my beef, I have my...
What's all this crap doing here? You need this here? Well, your knife is right up against the mustard.
I have 2 more large tricks up my sleeve when I go to actually cook. I'm not gonna say them out loud because I feel like a certain somebody might take inspiration. Let's start pressing out our dough.
You're just pressing out your dough now?
Listen, all my ingredients are prepped and ready to go. I'm good to go.
I'm gonna clean up my workstation since I just got put on blast.
A little bit of flour. Beautiful.
God, it's looking really good.
Because I put so much weird seasoning in here, the dough is not exactly working like a normal pizza dough. Like the flour's kind of not acting the way it does when you don't have all this burger ground up in your
He's dead in the water.
dough.
It's over.
Yeah.
I looked, it's over. I won. Huh? Oh.
He's playing Pac-Man.
Oh. I died really fast.
They say don't meet your heroes. Pizza sauce onto the center. It's time to build. We're gonna go all the way around. If you're watching me, you have to promise you're not gonna copy my second trick up my sleeve.
I couldn't do it if I tried.
All right. As long as you promise.
I never said I promised.
Light ground beef on it. I don't want a lot, but I just want a little bit. And I want it to be hidden under the cheese because I want this to look as similar to a Krusty Krab pizza as possible. And so that meat is gonna hide under most of our cheese. That's why I made it so thin and crispy. This is not the trick though. You'll see the trick in just a second.
I love how you made it all Maillard, like you made it just pure like burger crust.
Yeah, like super umami. I literally wanted it to be as sort of umami powered as possible because of how addicting they say it is in the show.
That was my thinking too.
Yeah. Okay, now that is on, it's time for the cheese. Let's grab the cheese.
You're using singles?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, when I make a burger, I sort of feel like you're either using classic American cheese or some nice cheddar. And I also want to lay it on in the shape that you'd lay on cheese on an actual burger and let it melt that way to get that look. So this isn't my trick either, don't worry. All right, I got that on there, and then I'm gonna, since you're watching, why don't you just help me open one of these damn things?
Happily.
These are ridiculous. I'm gonna toss one on here. Thank you. One on here. And I'm gonna leave a little bit less cheese, as you can see in the middle, similar to how they do their pizzas at Costco, so that when you pick up a slice, it doesn't fall and flop down. The oven is ready. And now for one of my tricks. As you can see, I have a paintbrush.
Oh, you mad bastard.
And I have my olive oil. I'm gonna go around the pizza with a little bit of olive oil. And when I do that, I'm just gonna lightly paint it over. And then I'm gonna go section by section on here.
That was your olive oil too.
Yeah, it is. Sesame seeds, just like a burger bun. I like this because it turns the crust into something fun and exciting in an everyday pizza anyway, so I've always sort of done this with my pizzas. And when I thought about how to turn a burger into a pizza, I figured this is literally the perfect thing, just sesame seeds.
I got free watermelon out of this, so I got that going for me.
All right, I will toss this bad boy in the oven.
Now that his pizza's in the oven, time for me to make my pizza. So, I'm basically just gonna make a giant burger and I'm gonna press it down in the bottom because with Chicago style pizza, a lot of Lou Malnati's, they just press raw sausage into the bottom. So this should be okay. Probably. Just pressing this beef in there. It's probably gonna turn it into like a grease fest. My hope is that all the fat's gonna drip out and like fry it.
Smart. Like a super crispy golden bottom.
Probably what's gonna happen. Okay, there's the raw burger meat pressed down into the old burger buns.
I don't know about
And do you have mozzarella?
The thing is, we only bought ingredients that you would use in a burger, I think, so.
Oh, like pizza dough? I am gonna use provolone though. This, I mean, it's starting to look like a Chicago-style pizza, right?
I almost feel bad for the oven that has to bake it.
Oh, that was the meanest thing anyone's ever said in the history of burns. That was sick burn.
This looks good.
Sure. My only hope is that this bakes up basically like a short crust.
Like a
or
sort of like a
something
hybrid
that.
between like a pan pizza and a deep dish pizza sort of thing, or
Yeah.
what? And they put an obscene amount of cheese on
Exactly.
a deep dish pizza. Let me
Yeah.
help you out
I
here.
mean, that could be my one saving grace is if I, pull this thing out and it just,
That'd be awesome.
stretches.
Oh, if you get the cheese pull, it might be over. My pizza looks pretty good.
Your pizza looks incredible. Do you want to turn it?
Oh, come on now.
It's beautiful.
Oh, you're going more cheese still.
I mean,
I guess
why
for
not?
deep dish you have to, yeah.
Yeah, at this point, just go nuts. I'm also wondering, like, the bread that I made my crust out of was already baked, and I'm wondering how it's going to handle standing up to the heat of the fresh oven.
I actually think it's gonna work pretty well.
Thanks, man. Just put a whole pack of singles in there.
Oh
If I lose, something wrong with me.
I think I'm happy with this, given I'm going to be baking it a little bit now. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
this
God,
So
that's
good.
amazing.
Oh my God, it smells so good. It really smells good. Now for the final trick up my sleeve, I'm gonna bring this outside. I've prepared a charcoal grill whereby I'm gonna get some extra flavor and also hopefully some grill marks on the bottom. The idea is that I think it'll give it a bit more character and also flavor that you might find in a burger.
So now that Nick's gone, I'm no longer being taunted constantly. I'm gonna sauce this guy. That's the thing with Chicago-style pizza. Sauce goes on top, and as we all know, SpongeBob SquarePants is famously set in Chicago. They actually shot it on the same soundstage as they did Family Matters. It's a slightly chunky sauce. Usually it's sort of a marinara consistency with Chicago style. Okay, doesn't look half bad, but I know it's going to be. That's the trick I have up my sleeve. That's my surprise, that it looks good, but it's gonna be bad. Now, normally I would sprinkle Parmesan on top, but not only does he not have any, but also this really aged cheddar. This looks like, it smells like Kerrygold. They're like 3-year, 5-year or something. It looks really aged, and that's the deal with Parmesan. It's very low moisture, it's aged, so hopefully this will behave the same way, while bringing some lovely burger flavor. Kid bought pizza dough. I made mine out of buns. The real way. I have one last trick up my sleeve, and that is to just go over here and straight up take his do exactly what he did. Yep. Yeah, buddy. But I'm doing it all at once. He did it in little parts. That's the difference. It's the Babish difference. A little bit of sesame seeds. Yeah. Not so tall anymore, are you? And that'll just be our little secret. Here we go. Into the oven it goes. Okay. It's gonna bake for anywhere from 2 to 4 days until the beef eventually cooks through. And then we'll see what happens. Very curious to see what happens.
This pizza looks even better than I thought it would. I've always been a huge fan of grilled pizza, and this just further drives home how much I truly love it.
Here, I had to borrow these for a reason. Excuse me.
No way he copied the sesame seed crust. There's no way.
Copied? Wow, dude. I mean, that looks amazing.
This looks like a pizza I'd want to eat.
It looks like a pizza, and it also looks like a burger in all the right ways. It looks exactly like a pizza burger, or burger pizza. Oh, and it cuts really, that sounded.
Except I cut just not through the center at all.
Nah, we're not judging based on that, right, folks? I'm gonna cut mine perfect. All right, shall we?
Take a look at the bottom.
Oh, look at the char marks on that. They're artisanal.
Wow.
Dude.
Okay.
This looks great. Cheers.
Let's see. Let's see.
Congratulations on winning. Very good job. The crust is great. It's not like overtly burger, but it's got a nice flavor to it.
Oh my God.
You crushed it, dude.
I mean,
You killed it.
it's pretty good.
It's awesome. You eat the whole thing.
It's really good. It's better than I thought it would be. The American cheese is kind of my favorite part.
It is, yeah, because it's got that like nostalgia factor to it. It's almost like I'm eating a childhood grilled cheese where it's like, it's almost sticky, but in a good way.
Oh my God.
All right, we've tried the best. You ready to try the rest?
Let's go.
And
here's a spot for it.
It does look better than I anticipated.
It looks pretty good.
And it weighs about 50 pounds.
Oh boy, it's sort of jiggly though, like Jell-O.
Yeah, that's what you want to. That's what you want to see. You want to see that
what?
jiggle.
Oh, listen.
Ooh, it's sizzling.
Listen.
Everything's gonna be okay.
What are you talking about?
I was doing ASMR.
Why are you saying that stuff?
Yeah, because people like to be reassured, like their mother being.
I think they'd rather hear the sizzling.
Okay, sorry. All right, we should probably give it like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Just because otherwise it's just gonna. But,
Okay.
All right, 10 minutes.
Just stand here. Or...
We'll just stand here motionless until it's ready. All right, so here's my pizza.
It actually looks pretty good. Don't
It
sell it
doesn't
short.
look bad. You know, what really makes it look great is my little secret touch, which is I put sesame seeds on the crust.
Don't even.
What? Oh, what? Okay. There's a very firm burger in there. That's very, very stiff. And also the bottom doesn't feel crisp at all.
All right.
Here we go. Ready for some perfect pizza?
Yes, I am.
Oh, the crust is actually kind of solid.
Actually, it's holding together.
Oh,
Whoa.
okay. And the burger's medium rare. Perfect.
It looks good.
You're being so kind.
I mean that I think it looks kind of good.
I'm curious how the bottom is. Bottom's not super crispy, but it's holding together.
Is it restaurant quality?
Absolutely not.
Probably not.
Oh, the crust is terrible.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
And I have one last trick up my sleeve.
Oh my gosh, I forgot the special sauce on my pizza.
Oh no.
Do you want to use it?
Thank you. Bless you. There's a perfectly wonderful burger in the middle of this disaster.
At least we get to put my special sauce to use somewhere.
Honestly, made it way better. Still not good. But the one way that Nick touched it somehow fixed it.
Listen, I think you're selling it short here.
Well, that makes one of us.
Let me just try the crust. The crust is golden brown.
It was golden brown before it became a crust.
It's a bad crust.
Yes.
No two ways about it.
Yeah.
It's a bad crust.
No, everything's bad about it.
The filling though, there's something about the filling that I kind of like.
Well,
It's just
diabolically
a lot of
cheesy.
burger meat, a lot of cheese. I mean, you can't be mad about that. Look at that gooey, melty cheese.
Burger soup.
It's.
That's what we were making, right? You're being so kind, but you've won this 10 ways from Sunday. It's edible, which frankly is 10 steps better than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, no, I think we don't even need to check the comments. You've roundly bested me, which is fine. I'm cool with it. I have other stuff to do.
I think you just wanted to take some risks today.
I did.
And if it makes you feel better, I lose most of the challenges on my own channel.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yours was genuinely awesome. And I'm hats off. Like, that was a really great burger pizza. If I had just made a normal Chicago-style pizza crust, this wouldn't have been half bad.
That's true.
So do that instead of what I did, is the real lesson here.
At least it had a sesame crust.
That was the best part about it, I think, actually, was the sesame crust. And, you know, I really got to pat myself on the back for that one, because, God, sometimes the ideas I have are just brilliant. Just fantastic. I'm so smart. Well, we'll have to see who wins. All comes down to this, folks. Who won? Who won the battle of the burger pizza? The perfectly executed pizza that also tasted like a burger?
Which didn't have a sauce.
Yeah, keep that in mind when you vote. Mine didn't have a sauce either, so keep that in mind too.
I was trying to help you out.
I so appreciate that. But no, dude, thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun. And go check out the video that we did over on Nick's channel, because we're going to be trying a lot of stuff from the Krusty Krab.
We sure are.
Thanks so much, man. Congrats.
Good job.
Oh, that was a weird handshake. Let's do that again. I caught your face.
That's okay. You know what? I kind of like when you...
Makes sense for scale, because he's so much taller. Do it again.